what's up? I'm Jay Steele, and my guest today is the voice of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, Jodi Benson. Thanks for joining me, Jodi.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jace. I appreciate it. You're so kind.
What I want from you is
your voice.
Your voice.
My voice?
So how did you become the voice of Ariel?
Yeah, I was doing a Broadway musical with Howard Ashman and Marvin Hamlish.
Everybody on Broadway is rooting for Smile to be a smash.
I've been working on that project from backers auditions to workshops to out-of-town Broadway tryout in Baltimore to Broadway.
Blonde 24-year-old Jodi Benson counting on Smile to launch their career. This is a tense time.
Oh, geez, yes.
Howard and Marvin had written a song for me called Disneyland for my character, so I had sung this song, beautiful song called Disneyland. And Howard at the time was already working on The Little Mermaid with Disney Company, and the executives came to see the show and came backstage, and they were so sweet. We loved the song, and it was great.
Give me the odds that you're writing a hit to Broadway.
I would have to say, in a scale of 10, maybe, I'd give us an 8.5.
And then the show tragically closed with the Frank Rich New York Times review. And then Howard felt responsible and he felt badly about it. So he invited a handful of us girls to audition for The Little Mermaid, more like a consolation prize to have something to do besides going to the unemployment office. Never in a million years thinking that any of us would get it, you know, because I hadn't done voiceover or been behind a microphone. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I just went to the audition just to have some fun, have something to do.
Don't be such a guppy.
And a year later got the call that I had gotten the job, and I couldn't believe it.
In your experience, what did you know going into the booth? Like, did you have a design of Ariel? Did you see what the world looked like?
We had some pencil sketches. They're called thumbnails. They're just little tiny ones, and they're all pinned up on a board. And then the directors, Ron and John, and the animators, depending on whose scene it was, would get up to the board and start to describe it to you. But Ariel had blonde hair at the beginning. She looks nothing like she did now. So she changed drastically. And Glenn will be the first one to tell you, of course, I think he's the greatest living animator that we have. But he says that, you know, Ariel did not come to life until Jodi brought the voice. But that's how it is for all the characters. All the animators have some kind of idea, and they have those pencil sketches. But until the voice lands and starts recording, then the sketches all change. Everything changes because the voice really does bring the character to life.
Oh my gosh, have you ever seen anything so wonderful?
So when you saw the final movie, did anything surprise you because you didn't see the animation? Like, of where you were, of what you looked like, or anything like that?
Yeah, it was a wonderful roller coaster ride.
I'm sure.
Going to this screening, you know, and Howard's like, I don't know if you're going to like the song. I'm like, oh, that's not a good way to start the screening. But he's like, it's not perfect, but it's perfect for Ariel. And he was right. And I think after the first couple, 3 lines, when I went, oh my gosh, that's me.
Flounder, hurry up.
Because I'd never done anything behind a microphone before. I'd never done animation, anything like this. So after the first couple, 3 lines of her with Flounder, I got caught up in the story and I forgot it was me. And that's the goal, is that you don't want to be distracted by the voices.
You can just stay here and watch for sharks. Okay. Yeah, you go. I'll stand. What?
Do you see any mannerisms of yourself in Ariel when you watch back through the movie?
Yeah. Ariel is a blend of several different things. She's a blend of Glenn's wife, Linda, in the eyes. They also had a live-action reference model who swam in a tank. There was also a sketch of Alyssa Milano, something about the nose and a little bit of the profile, I think. But yeah, they videotaped me the whole time I was in the studio.
I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet.
So everything that I'm acting out, I'm not sitting in a chair, I'm standing up and I'm acting it full on, physically, like I'm doing a Broadway show.
Wandering free, wish I could be part of that world.
They did a lot of the physical aspirations and like, you can just see, you know, her heart come through it.
Love to explore that shore above.
There are times you're just like, oh my gosh, it really is, you know, it's a piece of me. So it's wonderful to get to be part of that.
Wish I could be part of that world.
with part of your world. I was surprised to know that it was almost in jeopardy because of a tub of popcorn.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, at one of our media screenings and test screenings, and the film wasn't really finished yet. There were still some pencil sketch scenes. Unfortunately, there was a little 4-year-old boy sitting with big popcorn in a bucket in front of Jeffrey Katzenberg, and he inadvertently dropped his popcorn sometime during the beginning of the song, and then proceeded to be such a diligent little child to get up and pick up every single kernel and put it back in his bucket. And and then Jeffrey interpreted that as the song does not hold the attention of small children. And, you know, Howard and Alan and Ron and John, of course, just said, no.
No. Have you lost your senses completely?
Howard's like, you have to have this I Want song. If you take this song out, no one is going to care about Ariel or what her dream is. No one's going to care, and the rest of the story will kind of fall to the side. So Glenn Keane, my lead animator for Ariel, said, let me play with a few things. So he kind of added Sebastian in a couple places, looking through the silly little glasses, to add in a teeny bit of physical comedy, then appeased Jeffrey. And he'll tell you today, had he have done that, that would have been the biggest mistake of his career. So
when you're the voice of Vanessa and you recreate Ursula's laugh, I mean, it's spot on. How'd you get into that character? How did you replicate that laugh?
Well, I had Pat, which was great.
One might question your upbringing.
So I had her in my headphones, so I could, you know, and then, so I'm matching her as she's doing it. And then they would take the two and then they blend them together so that it would match perfectly, like the same pitch, the same, you know, the same going up and down.
You've been in the mini sequels, television shows, stage productions, now the live action film. So what is it like seeing the many different versions of it and the legacy continue like that?
Yeah, I love it. You know, I love that we can express the film and the story and the music in all different genres. You know, I love that. And I think it's just a great way to, you know, grab another audience, grab another generation, and kind of just expand it even more for people to fall in love with it. And I love that it just keeps Howard's legacy alive, and what we did in the original, that, you know, it's an honor that we get to spread the joy in all these different avenues.